So I have never even heard of Crystal of Atlan before this, but my YouTube comment kept asking me to try this game out before Blue Protocol come out. And while I think this game has really fun combat, I don't actually know if this is supposed to be like an MMORPG or is it supposed to be a gacha game. The main quest line in this game is completely instance-based, and most importantly, it uses energy. I quickly ran out of energy and I just couldn't continue the game anymore. Not to mention the super aggressive top-up campaign. You can also gacha for SS ranking pet, which I assume work in the same way, as it gives stats like strange, intelligent, and crit rate. But with that being said, I think overall the game is pretty fun. I think it could be fun to just go through the main story campaign and try the game if you like it. But with that being said, this is going to be my very honest, unsponsored first impression and review of Crystal of Atlan. Now, to be fair, Crystal of Atlan has pretty fun and pretty engaging combat. It has a simple and yet effective combat system. You start with 4 skills on your hotbar along with an ultimate skills and a pet skills. However, when one of your skills go on cooldown, you can equip a backup skills and a slot that replaces the skills, making it a total of 8 skills you can equip instead. I really like how the combat feels, especially when you're properly comboing and you can juggle the enemy in the air forever. It feels extremely satisfying in this case. Boss fight in this game is actually fun, fast-paced, and challenging, and most importantly, dodging is actually rewarding. Whenever you do a perfect dodge, you can restore Resonance Energy, which is this thing on the Q button, and when you pop it, you can get a bunch of bonus damage, super armor, and stuff like that, and this do way more damage. In other words, you dodge to get more energy, and then you spend that energy to do more damage, so dodging and skillful play is actually properly rewarded, on top of the combo and stuff like that I previously talked about. The game does have a pretty basic skill tree system that allow you to kind of level and customize your skills a little bit, but there isn't actually really that many skills to choose from because there is like 8 buttons, but you only have like 10 or so skills, so the amount of customization is very little. However, I do have to say that the game does get progressively more and more fun, especially as you understand your class more, you understand your combo more, and as you unlock more skills. The game is actually really fun when it comes down to the boss fight and its combat. Once you have understood the hang of it, once you have understood how to properly combo with your class, it gets really fun. With 5 different classes to choose from, each having 2 different playstyles, from like swordsman to have magic blade or berserker playstyles, gunner, which is the class I'm currently playing, and the subclass being bounty hunter or gunners. Then you have the mage class, typical mage class here, which is elementalist, warlock, and then magician. And then you have the reaper looking class with puppeteer, and then blade maiden, and finally the fighter class with Cowl Strider and Starbreaker. Now, just to be very clear upfront, this game for the most part is a mobile game with a PC port. You'll see a lot of mobile game features like the menu and the UI that you typically see in other mobile game, and for the most part this game reassembled the action RPG mobile game called Honkai Impact, even down all the way to the art style in my opinion. There is a open world hub that you can see other player in, but for the most part this game is completely instance-based. Right now I only really have access to the main story quest, but I do think that this game you can play with other people, as there is the co-op battle that eventually unlock at level 60. So if we go to the combat menu here, you can see that there is going to be the co-op battle, and this unlock at level 60, which is called the Hex Chest. And I think there is multiple difficulty. It goes from solo mode to story mode and then finally into elite mode. It looked like the elite mode is like the raid version, so this fit available up to 8 players, while the story mode only fit up to available 4 players. And especially with the way how you have to get through the story quest first and its energy system, I personally wouldn't expect anyone to be able to do the co-op mode in a while, and that means that the end game for this game is not yet going to be unlocked until a long later. While the end game is the thing to look forward to, I think the journey to the end game is just as important, as there's no co-op gameplay or you can't really play with your friends throughout your entire journey. I would really hesitant to call this like an MMORPG, but it really just feels like a single player dungeon grinders, adventures, hack and slash, whatever it is, gacha game to me. In fact, I feel like it is lacking one of the most core elements of any MMORPG, which is character customization. There is very basic character customization available. You have like 5 to 6 hairstyles to choose from, and you can choose from their color and stuff like that. And the reason why this is the case is because your character's appearance is based off your class. So your class completely determines your character appearance. So this person is playing like a fighter class, this person is playing a sword class, and so class in general are not only gender locked, but they're also appearance locked. Your class basically determines your entire appearance, and the amount of customization you have is very, very, very little. That is, of course, unless you start doing the gachas outfit and stuff like that. But then that's come the next problem, and that is outfit, and specifically gacha outfit in this game come with stat. So you kind of have to choose between your appearance or you want to choose to go for stat. They gave us this like made outfit for free for launching the game, and you can see it come with a 2-piece set, a 3-piece set, and a 5-piece set that give a bunch of stat, including like all attribute enhancement. And while the outfit itself look decent, I don't really like the hairstyle it came with. So here it came with this 5-piece set with the hairstyles, and it's a purple hairstyles. Personally, I want my characters to have this white hair looking thing, but I'm forced to go with this ugly looking purple hairstyle just because this complete the 5-piece outfit set and it gives stats, and I don't really like it this way. I understand that you can turn the appearance off and just go back to your normal clothing, which I think it looked nicer. But then what is the point of the outfit system if I'm just going to turn the appearance off? Isn't it at that point just purely based for stats? And isn't that basically saying like this is like a pay to win system? It's not actually for your appearance, it's just purely for stats. Speaking of pay to win in this game, the monetization system in this game seems to be pretty aggressive. It really feels like one of those mobile gacha games that kind of shove ad into your face a lot. From whatever this is, whatever this is, whatever this is. But most important, let's look at the cash shop, where you have a bunch of different pack and top up bonus that you can get. And I want to quickly go over the the monthly pass, which is like the welcome equivalent. Every single gacha game have this nowadays, where you log in and you get a little bit of currency. But specifically, I'm pointing out at the buff here, where you get like double potion usage, you get your free Abyss Forever tickets, and you get higher daily energy cap. So someone who is paying is going to be able to just play more and progressively progress more, just because they are able to run more dungeons and get more energy than you. There is a PvP system in this game, which actually is pretty fun with the way the comboing work and the way the juggling work. The PvP in this game honestly have really high potential, but then of course there's the question of how much does pay to win matter? Does gear matter significantly in PvP? What about your skill point and stuff like that? Is it going to be really imbalanced? Because while the PvP is really, really fun, pay to win is always going to be a problem, and losing to someone who is just simply stronger because they pay more is not fun at all. Is there pity? As you can see, upgrading in this game is very, very RNG. I'm currently at a 20% success rate and there is no pity system. So I'm basically just gonna keep clicking this button until it go up. Now there are items that increase your probability of success, and I'll not be surprised if these items can only be obtained from cash shop. Without hitting the final full endgame though, it's hard to say how much of these really matter, how much does pay to win really matter when it comes down to clearing the content of this game and something like that. And even if the game is pay to win, it doesn't mean that you can't have fun in the game as a free to play, and currently it seems to point to that way. I think as long as there's a reasonable path for a free-to-play player to like cash up or clear all the content and doesn't require like heavy swiping and stuff like that, then overall Crystal of Atlan could actually be a game worth checking out. The combat is really fun after all, and it's really dynamic, really fast-paced. Overall speaking, I think Crystal of Atlan is a really fun game with really fast-paced combat that is really interesting and has a lot of potential, except that you just have to treat it more like a single-player mobile game adventure game rather than a typical PC MMORPG and stuff like that. And with that mindset established going in, I actually think this is a pretty fun game that it's worth giving it a try, especially since it's a free-to-play title. And if you're looking for an invite code, consider using my invite code currently displayed on the screen right now. And as always, thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, and subscribe as always. Bye bye.